Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt and this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video this week. This is the second to last video of this season, of this year. And just for those of you who are new to the channel, what that means is that I'm going to take a little bit of a sort of kind of hiatus from about January through about first couple of weeks of February. There'll still be new videos being posted every week. They're just going to be like little affairs, you know, like 2 or 3 minutes long, or they might even be AMVs. Who knows? Anyway, so but as far as routine season, the season will start back up in February, about mid-February. But this week we are in the holiday week, aren't we not? It's going to be Christmas here pretty soon. So why not talk about, like I do every year, let's talk about Christmas in Japan. But before we talk about Christmas in Japan, I wanted to show you the picks I have for the anime draft over at the Anime Archaeology. We do the weekly dig, and last week we did a sort of a draft pick between John, Brent, and I. And we're going to see how well they do in January. We're going to have a watch party, and then we're going to see percentages of how each show did. So hopefully my picks will let me win again. I won the first draft, lost the second draft. So let's start off with my draft picks, and then we're going to get right into Christmas in Japan. So the first pick for my draft is this anime called Q. It is based on the mobile game of the same name, where it's about voice actors. And that's, I think it's going to be something that's kind of going to be popular. I think it's something that people are going to be interested in. So hopefully it will do well for me. So the next one up is a sports anime called Ryman's Club. If I want to win this particular draft pick, I think I'm going to need something like this on here. I'm not a big sports anime fan, but this is about badminton, and so, you know, why not? It's sports anime. Will they go to the Nationals? So I chose this one for a number of reasons, and I'm really excited about it. It's a relaxing anime, so it's not anything that's over dramatic or anything like that. It's just something nice to watch, like Eurocamp or, you know, things of that nature. And this is called Slow Loop, and it's about girls taking on the hobby of fishing, and it just sounds like something I would enjoy, and I think it's something that's going to do well as part of my draft pick. Dolls Frontline. I mean, this is about an apocalyptic war, Third World War, due to, you know, really bad biological warfare. Pretty much there are no real standing armies left, and there's mercenary groups that kind of keep the peace, so to speak, and these are called the Frontline Dolls. They are actually androids, fighting androids that look like, you know, waifu. So, you know, there you go. I think it's going to be popular. Probably not up my alley, but what the heck, put it in my pick. Alright, this next one is, for most people, I think you would have to choose a boy love anime if you want your draft picks to be successful in a contest. So this one is called, of course, Sasaki to Miyano. It's standard boy love fare, you know, kind of a thing. If you like romance, I think this will do well. So hopefully you'll give me some points on the draft picks. Okay, this one is Tribe 9. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic Tokyo 9 tribes battle for supremacy through, like, extreme baseball, I think. That's what this is about. I'm just taking a guess on this one, and maybe hopefully do well for me. So this one is a little intriguing. I really don't know anything about it. The description is kind of vague. So the 24th ward is basically in Tokyo, and it's an artificial island, and there's a group of friends who live and who were born and lived there, and there was an incident where one of their friends died, and then on the anniversary of that incident, all of their phones ring, and it's the guy who died, and he says, choose the future. So whatever that means. So hopefully this will be like one of those kind of, like, you know, mysteries that everyone really buys into, and that'll give me some points on my draft picks. Who knows? Don't know anything else about it. Okay, this one, the folks in Chatland at the Anime Archaeology Weekly Dig, they chose this one for me. It is Karoshi or Love or Kill, and it sounds like a really interesting anime. I think this is like, if you're a fan of Death Note or, things like that, this might do it for you. It's basically two assassins, and one of them has fallen in love with the other and gives her gifts by, capturing her targets and presenting them to her so that she can kill them more easily because he wants to spend more time with her. So it's kind of twisted and messed up, but I think it's going to do really, really well. Okay, this last pick wasn't really much of a pick because it was down to the last three, and I honestly don't know anything about it. As a matter of fact, my anime list doesn't even have a really synopsis about it. So this is, of course, Saburio no Armor Reime, or Rusted Armor. And I got nothing. Maybe it'll do well, maybe it'll suck. I have no idea. Christmas in Japan. That sounds like a lot of fun. And from what I read about it, and unfortunately I've never been to Japan just yet, but it sounds like it's a lot of fun. So, of course, in Japan, there aren't that many Christians, and it's mostly a Buddhist Shinto nation. And so Christmas is more of a secular holiday. It's not really religious. People don't really go to church or anything like that there. And businesses usually stay open on the day on December 25th, on Christmas Day. As a result of that, unless of course it's like on the weekend, then offices may be closed or something like that. But anyway, you get the idea. It's a secular holiday. It's a commercial holiday. It's a gift giving holiday. It's what we actually do here in America. It's a good thing to go out there, get some gifts for people and present them. And that's how the Japanese do it. It's more along the idea of hey, I like you, I appreciate you, here's a gift kind of thing going on. And it's also a little bit of a romantic holiday. This is, for couples where they, sometimes they, on Christmas Eve, which is actually what is more celebrated than the actual Christmas Day, dinners, fancy dinners, you get the best seat in the house kind of thing for you and your girl, and you go out and you have a nice romantic date. So Christmas Eve is actually a big part of it as well. So, some of the things that are kind of nice about it, the Japanese, in connection with this holiday, have a nice little sponge cake with white icing, usually some type of fruit, usually strawberries. Actually, it looks really yummy. There's things like that. The two big songs that are played incessantly is Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Ode to Joy. Apparently, that's a big deal. And the fun thing about Ode to Joy is that it's sung in German, and I've read in a couple articles that the reason for that is that during World War One, Japan was also involved in World War One in that theater of war, and they actually had German prisoners. And when it came around Christmas times, that's what the Germans sang, "Ode to Joy," but they sang it in German, and it just kind of caught on ever since. So I thought that was an interesting little factoid. So yeah, it's a fun little holiday. If you're married or you have a partner and you want to have a nice romantic dinner, then on Christmas Eve you do your dinner thing, and on Christmas Day you do your gift giving kind of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And apparently there's a lot of lights. I mean, can you just imagine Tokyo during Christmas? I mean, and all the light shows. I mean, it just must be awesome, right? Just to walk around and just see all this wonderful stuff going on. But there's a unique tradition that started in 1970 in Japan, and it's a fun little story, and it's for those of you who like fried chicken, particularly Kentucky Fried Chicken. So Kentucky Fried Chicken opened like a handful of restaurants in Japan, mainly for U.S. Servicemen to be able to eat something familiar. And this guy, let me look at my notes here, and I apologize if I massacre his name, Takeshi Okawara. He was basically the equivalent of a fry cook. He worked his way up to being the manager of a KFC, and in 1970, almost the entire chain in Japan collapsed, and there was like 4 stores left. And one night, as he's laying there literally on a sack of potatoes inside the store, because he couldn't afford rent because his restaurant was doing so badly, his KFC joint was doing so badly. He had a fever dream, and what he wanted to do was create a party bucket for Christmas, and it caught on. And it wasn't just U.S. servicemen. Everyone just kind of saw what was going on here. They would dress up Colonel Sanders as Santa, kinda, and people just start doing it. And it got to the point where now in Japan, it's a tradition that you get a KFC meal for Christmas Day. Yes, there are other Christmas meals. Yes, there are more traditional Japanese meals, things like that. But that is something that a lot of the Japanese do. They actually pre-order a large dinner, and we're not talking just like, like a 4-piece chicken or something like that. We're talking like the dinner, and not just something you take on a picnic. We're talking like a huge thing, right? Rolls, potato salad, coleslaw, other things involved, more traditional Japanese stuff involved, and of course the fried chicken itself. And so you have to order these apparently anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time, so that you can on Christmas Day go there and get your Christmas meal. And if you don't order it in time, then you don't have your Christmas meal, and then your family or your partner is going to get mad at you. So make sure you order, if you're in Japan, order your chicken at KFC well ahead of time. So anyway, that's my little tidbit on Christmas in Japan. It's kind of unique. I kind of like it. I like it a little bit about. It seems. I guess there's some stress, like there's always some kind of Christmas stress everywhere, you have to deal with family and stuff like that. But for some reason, it just seems more along the lines of not so much, as long as you get, of course, the KFC. So for this year, another year of COVID, perhaps, maybe this year here in America, you might want to try a Japanese tradition and have some KFC for Christmas. Just saying. Okay, that's it for this week. Next week will be the last episode of this season of this year of 2021. And I'll outline what's going to happen, and we'll talk about a couple other things. And, Otakon 7 is coming up in March 5th, I believe. If you would like to submit a panel, there's a link down below. Please, by all means, do so. Doing panels at conventions are a lot of fun, even if it's on online. If I can speak English today, even with online conventions like Otakon. So please think about it. I would love to have you there with me as a co-panelist. I'm going to be doing a couple panels as well. So that's going to be it for this week. Make sure that you social distance, that you wear a mask, get your vaccination, get your booster shots, because once we get over this, then we can all get together, and it's going to be a lot of fun, right? Okay, so on that note, have a happy holiday, enjoy your KFC, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you.